So returning to the exercise, we notice that SMB is open. So we're gonna try to interact with him and see what are the shares that might exist. So there is a tool that's called smbclient. That's what I'm going to use to list the shares and then try to connect to each one of the shares and see if I can or if I get some permission denied error. So the tool is smbclient -L to list the the stuff and the new IP address, because meanwhile this has changed. Here I'm going to press enter. If I manage to connect it pressing enter, it might be interesting because it's actually using a null command and I'm able to connect. So here we can see that we have several shares created. So let's try to see the one that first side seems interesting. That's called backup. Then we have the admin default shares, hidden shares, that is admin dollar, C dollar, APC dollar. Then we have the domain controls, normal shares, netlogon and sysvol. Then we have the user shares. So still continuing to use smbclient. Let's see. Slash the IP address now. And slash the backup, for example. Again, enter, and we are in. Let's see if we can see anything, and they don't provide us listening access, which is sad. So we have to run another strategy. We could see all the other shares, but I don't think they might be working, or they might be working. Let's try it. Just to confirm nothing else is doing. I'm doing manually. Of course, there are tools that you can do and can use, but the objective is not to use tools in here. So access denied for admin, that's expected. So let's change for C dollar. Use $sign. Access denied. IPC dollar, probably the same thing. Oh, I can access IPC dollar, interesting. Now let's see, no such file listening, so not possible. Let's do netlogon, sysvol, and users and backup. Backup, I don't know if I already did it or not. Probably did it. So users. No. So I'll bet all the others have the same restrictions and do not allow us to get access. So thinking on some common mistakes or some best practices, one of them is to understand if the guest user is enabled or not. So instead of connecting with no user defined, perhaps we can define a -u guest and try to see if I can log in. So give me a second, probably it's an error in syntax. Where is the U? Probably it's a capital U instead of small u. Yes, it's a capital U. So let's use u guest /users to see if we have some access. No password, just enter ls. Still denied. Okay. And we can do the same to the other shares. Denied listening, so it's not, I don't think here the guest account will work, but on the positive side it seems that the, how can I say, the guest account is enabled. At least it's not providing me any error to access. So let's continue. Let's continue to see the other devices. I don't want to quit without first see what is actually working. No file status. Okay. So we don't see any files, we don't see anything, but we know we can log in as guest and we know value, so probably we'll be able to extract some information using some other strategy.